president is threatening to declare martial law in the Capitol. And I'm annoyed because I wanted to make a video today about media bias, which I feel like is very important. The thing is, Trump has this habit of just making everything so awful at once. There's no way you can cover all of it. And so I want to talk real quick about why he's doing this and the parallels to another regime in Germany in the 1930s that you may have heard of. Crime in DC, first of all, is tremendously down. However, there is a single member of the administration named Big, that's his moniker that he goes by, that I guess claims to have been assaulted. This normally would be nothing. This is just, man, this dude sucks. He's also kind of crazy and made some stupid decisions. But Trump is saying this is proof that DC is too dangerous. And so he needs to send the military in to restore order. That's not great to have. I mean, we don't put the military in Washington, DC for a reason. Now, he's already done this with the military parade that was incredibly expensive for no reason and also sucked and nobody even went to. But he's trying to make a habit of deploying the military in DC because that's where all the Congress people and the justices are. Well, the Supreme Court justices specifically. And if he can threaten them, if he can say, I have the military right here, what are you going to do about it? Then truly our democracy is over. And I know that sounds a little bit like hyperbole, but I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. What's the sign? What is the sign of a stable dictatorship? It is that the leader can do incredibly unpopular things and incredibly destructive things without any threat of democratic removal. And that's exactly where we're at right now with the Epstein files. 90% of America is demanding that Trump release the Epstein files. He won't do it because he's incriminated in them. And what's happening? Is he being impeached for all the lies he told America? Is he being impeached for his of other people? None of that. Instead, he has free reign, more power than any president has held in American history to do what he wants. And he's about to further that by putting the military right in DC, where the supposed bulwarks of democracy are supposed to be. If you read about how Hitler became a dictator, initially he was democratically elected, or at least had some power, through democracy, through winning votes. And he took advantage of the Reichstag fire, where supposedly communists set fire to the Reichstag building. There's some evidence that Hitler may have done it himself, but supposedly it was a communist that set fire to the Reichstag building, and he said, this is a state of emergency, so I need to claim extraordinary powers to suspend civil liberties to keep Germany safe. And the interesting thing about this is that even after the Reichstag fire and all the show and media of it, he didn't really have support to do this. But in the Reichstag, he had the vote taken by standing. Like, if you stood, you were a yes. If you sat, you were a no. And then they started singing the national anthem. In Germany at this time, it was illegal to not stand in the Reichstag for the national anthem. And this is something that the Reichstag has signed away on initially, because how are you going to vote against that, showing respect to Germany? And this is exactly where the Democrats are right now. They're giving the president all these powers. They're doing whatever because they say, well, it would be bad optics to stand up and fight. But if you do that forever, then you have a Reichstag fire movement, which is exactly where we seem to be right now. So Trump is calling fire in a crowded theater. He's trying to deploy the military to try to address the emergency of him not having enough power. And the Democrats are sitting by and doing all.